Okay, what you're looking at. Hold on, let's take this off first. Okay, what you're looking at is a 6D Mark II. Cut. Okay, what you're looking at is a 6D Mark I, my original 6D from, I got this in 2021, and I use it on the street a lot, and it's my street shooter, apart from my M5 and my M50 now, but this was my street camera, and as a consequence it got rained on a lot, and so this wheel here, it's really stiff. See it? You can hear it. The rubber, something happens to the rubber, it starts getting all stretchy, and that stops it from turning. So it can turn, I mean it can move, but it is it's on its way out. I've got another Canon 6D which I'm filming with at the moment, 6D Mark II, and it has the same problem. The wheel on these, it goes. Either the rubber gets all loose, or as it is the case on my 6D Mark II, it's completely jammed, it won't go around. So it is what it is. It needs replacing, and I've looked up on the fixers that I go to, the repair shop. They want to charge 350 quid to replace this little thing here. So I found a teardown online which shows you how to replace this. It's very involved. I've got to strip this thing right open, take all the screws out, take all the grips off, get inside, and I have over this side a little replacement wheel that I got off a site online. So hopefully I can replace this. It's a DIY project. Canon 6D, the wheel from hell that always seizes up or the rubber goes, and so even though it turns, it doesn't turn nicely. So let's see if we can fix that ourselves, save ourselves 350 quid, put that to something else, maybe a lens or something. Yeah, so this is not for the faint-hearted. We're going to be pulling this thing completely to bits, you know, all the little screws and stuff. You got to have a system, otherwise you won't remember where they all go. I've got my system, so ain't nothing to do it, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's do it. All right, let's see if we can get this first bit off. I've got me plastic Jimmy tool. Let's see if I can get it under there. Should really wear gloves for this, innit? But I've got no white gloves. Is that coming off? Well, there's no turning back now. I think there is screws in the back. So the first screws are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I'm going to do those off camera. And then when I got the back off, then I'm going to get the side off and then the top. That's the plan. So yeah, just might as well pull this one off as well since it's coming off. We're on our way. Let's make this work. Okay, this is where we're at. We've got all these little jars with the screws for the right side in this one. Top, I don't know if you can see that. Front, bottom, back and left side. Here is my machine in bits. Yeah, it looks a bit worrying, doesn't it, when you see it like this? Yeah, this may never work again. Bit frightening. But this is the bit that we need over here, so I'm going to put that over there. Here's the top. This is the bit with the wheel in it. Yeah, the wheel's there. Yeah, so now we're going to try our best. Is this focusing? See if we can get into that bit in there. See what happens. Yeah, this is all technical. This is all technical, man. Because the problem is up there. In that wheel. Where is it here? In this section here. You can see it turning. It's all up in there. All up in my grill. That bit there, you can see it turning. So I've got to get that off somehow. So wish me luck. Let's get on to the next bit before the sun goes down. Okay, cool. Okay, look at this. This is the old wheel. I've managed to get it out. And as you can see, the rubber is gone a bit wonky. I reckon I can repair this. Although I probably won't need it, but I'm going to try and repair it anyway because I've got my little hack. And those of you who follow this channel know what that hack is. I'm going to try it on this wheel, on this rubber, and see if I can get it back to new. Anyway, here's the part that's been put in. I've managed to get it in. Oh my God, was it difficult. There's a spring and a ball bearing in here that went flying. But listen to that. Yeah. I got it in and I managed to find them. The spring and the ball bearing went flying. But somehow, you know, the Most High must like me. You know, the gods must be smiling on me. Because I managed to find it. A tiny little spring. And I didn't find the ball bearing, but what I had to do was put a blob of solder on the end of the spring to make a ball bearing. And yeah, feels good, man. Feels good. So whether it'll work is anyone's guess, but we're on our way. Anyway, let's put it all back together and see what happens. Okay, ta-da! We've got this 6D back together. It weren't easy. It was very tricky. And guess what? I think I've got one screw left over somewhere. Yeah, I've got a screw left over in this one. I don't know where it goes. Let's get a battery in it and see if it works, you know. Ying! Here we have a completely put back together 6D Mark II. And feels good, looks good, smells good. Does it sound good? That's the question. Well, I've already turned it on. I don't know if you can see, but there you go. You can see the LEDs, the LCD, sorry. And let's turn the ting. Look at that, man. Look at that, man. Come on, focus. We got our wheel sounding how it's supposed to. Can you hear that? That wonderful sound. Yeah. Got it sounding how it's supposed to. Does it fire? Sounding good. Let's put a lens on it and do it properly. Put a lens. We've got something over here. Our trusty. We've got 24-70. Yeah. Get that on there. Focusing. Yep. Everything looking good. Yep. Okay. So it looks like we've got a functional 6D Mark 1, sorry. And images are yet appearing on the back of the screen. It's all good. I'm putting that as a thumbs up, you know. Excellent. I'm filming this with a 6D Mark II and it's got the same problem on the wheel, so I'm gonna have to do that one next. I think the wheel is slightly different on that one. We've got light just changing up on me really badly. So let's see if we can fix that. It's changing up, changing up, changing up. We've got one of those days. Yeah. So yeah, the 6D2's got the same problem. These, you know, priority wheels, first priority wheels on the Canons, they seem to muck up. Well, on the 6Ds they do. I've got a 5D over there, and I don't think I've heard of it happening on the 5D. It probably does. It's probably the same wheel, but I know the 5D is more weather sealed than the 6, so that might have something to do with it. I don't know. Anyway, my 6D Mark I is now fit and ready for purpose again. Yeah, perfect, beautiful. Can you see them numbers moving? I don't know if you can see that. Done. Done, dee-dee-doo, done, done. I kind of messed it up. There was one section when you're doing the little scrolly wheel. I don't know if I've got the old one. Where's the old one? There's a tiny little wheel, a tiny little spring, and a ball bearing. And you've got to get this tiny little wheel and a ball bearing here. I don't know if you can see it on here. Well, there's a little space on here, yeah. And you've got to get this tiny little ball bearing and a spring in. And the ball bearing sits on top of the spring, and you've got to kind of get it in there. And man, it is tricky. And I tried to put the spring in, and it was went ding, and the ball bearing gone. Up to now, I don't know where it is. I had to kind of bodge it. I got the spring, and I soldered a little bit, a blob of solder on the top to make the ball bearing, and I kind of put that in, and that went twing, and I thought it was gone. I thought, this is it, it's done, you know. But I managed to find it somehow, because in the corner of, in this ear, I heard something as it went twing. I heard something on the other side of the room go. I went over there and looked, and on top of that little Mac over there, if you can see that little Mac SE, it was right there. So, you know, give thanks, somebody up there loves me. So I managed to get it again, and I managed to get it in. It was tricky, it was hard. And then you can see the results now. And that's what makes that little clicky sound. It's the spring and the ball bearing. I mean, it would have worked without it, but there would be no clicky sound. But I need the clicky sound because when I'm changing shutter speeds or apertures, I do it by clicks, and I can hear it. Yeah. Without that, it would have been clickless. There you go. Look, the sun's messing with us today. We'll work around it. We'll work around it. We can do that. So anyway, 6D2 is fully operational. Left-handed salute, you know. Zoom. Okay, just before I go, just want to let you know, issue 18, Waiting to Crosshair, is out. It's been out for about a month. I released it in August. It's now September. Come on, light. Let's sort you out. Yeah, issue 18. Waiting to X-Hair, Waiting to Crosshair, Trading Places, White Space, Black Space, Brixton, Social Cleansing, and Market Forces. This is issue 18 of my zine, is out. You can grab a copy. I'm struggling with this light. Forgive me. Grab a copy. It's out. 60 pages of gorgeous street photography. I'm going to try and do it back to front, and I can't do it back to front very easily. But those of you who have, you know, seen my zine before, you know what it's about. You know what it's about. Street photography, just capturing. I've been documenting Brixton for a decade, just trying to capture the energy and essence of my environment. The good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between, you know? So you're going to get kind of crazy images like this, and you're going to get images like this, you know? Because it's an environment, it's a space that's been changing. Images like this, yeah? So I'm just documenting it. I've been doing it for a decade. I want to bring out a big book, yeah? And at some point I will. I sell the zines to raise money for the book. So this is issue 18. So if you want to, you know, follow me and continue on the journey, these are going to be worth big money one day. They sell very well on the streets of Brixton, but you can get it, just check out the deets. I'm going to leave the deets in the description box. Very nice edition. Yeah, very nice edition. Lots of good images, nice images of my ends. You know how it go. And I've got my little closing comment section at the end, which you can't see because the sun's just come out and kind of messed up the exposure. Let's bring it down a bit. There you go. And it is what it is. So grab a copy. I'll leave description. Yeah, you can get it online. You can get it on my Instagram, and you can get it on my WordPress. I'll leave a description down there, so if you want to grab a copy, you can. Yep, simple things. Zoom.